Okay, so come to lie down on your mat. I've kept my woolly socks on for now, so keep your socks on for now if you'd like to. And just allow yourself to arrive on your floor. If you haven't got a mat, you can actually just lie on your carpet. But just lie there for a moment. You can have your knees bent, you can have your legs out long. And I just want you to check in. So Thursday nights are going to be a lot more slow and restorative. And the plan this evening is that we're actually going to hold poses for a little bit longer. Okay, so we're going to really focus on the breath here. So for now, just notice the contact that your body makes with the ground. So notice the shoulders. Maybe, like me, you have your knees bent and it's the soles of your feet that you can feel on the floor. Perhaps that lower back, elbows, back of the head. If your legs are long, maybe you can feel the heels, the calves, the back of the thighs. And just take a moment here just to notice how you feel. Adjust the body if you need to. Giving yourself thanks for allowing you an hour in your day to just come and practice some yoga with yourself, but also as part of the community with these online classes. And I'm sure there's hundreds, thousands, millions of people all over the world that are practicing yoga right now. So there's that connection also. Start to become aware of your breath here. Just notice your breath. If you haven't already, gently closing the eyes. Bringing your hands to your lower belly and just allowing your hands just to spread across the belly. So not on top of each other, just allow there to be a little bit of space. Maybe the index fingers are touching. And I'd like you to breathe into your belly. So send that breath all the way down. Breathing into the hands. Taking a couple of breaths here, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Using the out breath to soften. And then from here, gently just bringing your hands a little bit further up to your ribs. And allow your hands to sort of spread across your ribs. So your elbows are still in contact with the floor. If you need to adjust the legs at all, just so you're still relaxed here, then do. And now take that breath all the way from the belly into the ribs. Out through the ribs, out through the belly. Just starting to lengthen that breath just a little bit more. Three more breaths here. And then we're going to move the hands gently up to rest on your chest by your collarbone by the clavicle here. Just allow your hands to rest here. Again, elbows are relaxed. And now I want you to take that breath in through your belly, all the way up through the ribs, all the way up into your chest. So you can still feel your hands gently moving with the breath. Taking 3 more breaths here. Allowing the face to soften. The jaw to soften. On your next breath, just gently bringing your hands down by your side. Breathing in, take a full breath in through your nose. Breathing out through your mouth. 2 more, breathing in. Breathing out, release. Last one, breathing in. Breathing out. If your feet are out long, just gently bending your knees, bringing your feet to the floor. Just bringing your knees in towards your chest. Hands, your palms are going to gently just mold your knees so the fingertips are facing down towards the shins. Breathing in, push your knees away from you to the length of your arms, so you still got that connection with the knees there. And then exhale, just gently bringing the knees in towards the chest, as far as they'll come without causing any tension. Inhale, pushing the knees away. So you'll start to get that natural arch in the lower back as you push the knees away. And as you breathe out and you bring the knees in, you'll start to feel the lower back onto the floor. So we're just getting some movement here, in through the spine, through the shoulders, through the back of the body. Just do that a few more times with your breath. You can keep your eyes closed here. And then we're going to start to just get some movement in through the legs by creating some circles. So the next time you bring your knees in, you're going to bring your knees wide as your armpits. Inhale, bring your knees away and back in towards each other. Exhale, knees come towards the chest, out towards the armpits and away. So the outside edge, your big toes are still touching through this. Just getting some movement in through your hips, using your arms as your guide. So you're not taking the knees too far apart. They're not going too far away from the body. Just notice what's going on here. And then we're going to take it the other way. So the knees go together away from you. Then the knees go wide towards the armpits. Then the knees come back in. Push the knees away. Knees go wide and back in. 3 more. Just building some movement into the hips, building strength in the hips. So as we move slower, the muscles have to do more. But we're doing this in a nice, calm, restorative way. Slowly bring the knees back to center. Hold on to the right knee. Send your left leg down to the floor, nice and long, away from you. push through the sole of that left foot. Hover that left foot off the ground just briefly. Inhale, take a breath. Exhale, gently peeling the nose up towards the knee. Gazing down, perhaps towards that left foot. Exhale, release the head back down and just switch left knee in. Right foot goes away. You can release that right foot to the ground first. And then gently lifting the heel of that right foot off the ground. Inhale here. Take a breath. Allow the shoulders to drop down. Exhale, gently peeling the head, the shoulders off the ground, maybe looking towards that right foot. You can flex through both feet here if you want to, or that left foot can be nice and relaxed. Breathing here. Exhale, release. Releasing both feet to the ground now, so knees are bent. We're going to bring our hands just gently on the thighs. So the hands are resting, fingertips facing up. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, just gently keep the gaze up towards the ceiling. You're just going to allow your hands to go up towards the knees. So we've done this before. Exhale, come back down. So really try to move slow with the breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. 3 more. On that last one, as you exhale, come up, just hold. Relax through the shoulders. Notice if you're really gripping in this jaw, try and find a little bit of ease. And then exhale, release. Take the legs long, take the arms up above the head. Take a full stretch here. Really reaching with those arms. You can wiggle the feet left to right. You can wiggle the toes, wiggle those fingertips. And then from here, you're going to gently bend the knees. Bring your hands to wrap behind your thighs and just slowly come up into our boat position. We're not here for long. Just roll through those shoulders. So the feet are off the floor. We're using our thighs to gently hold on to. You can release the hands if you want to. Maybe lean back just a little bit. Find something to focus on. We're not doing anything else here, just holding this position. Making sure that we're still inviting that breath in. Exhale, release. From here, coming into a seated position. So crossing the legs, but this time if it's available to you, just bring the right foot in towards your groin first of all, and the left foot on the outside. So we're not stacking the feet underneath. There's a bit of space here. So right foot's in, left foot's out. Roll the shoulders back. Bringing the hands to just rest on your thighs. Inhale, take that length. So really breathing in through the length of the spine. Notice if you're leaning forward, sometimes we just need to shift our weight back just slightly. Again, if you have a cushion, you can always use this to sit on to prop you up a little bit. And again, if your knees are quite tight here, you can always put cushions underneath the knees. Take a breath. Settle in. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, open the eyes if they're not already. Just bringing the hands out in front of you. Just allow your hands to walk forward as far as is comfortable, and then just release the head. So when we have one foot in front of the other in this pose, you can really start to feel the stretch in the outer hip. So at the moment with the left leg in front, you should really start to feel that in the left hip. You can start to sway the body gently here if you want to. Palms on the floor, maybe it's the fingertips on the floor, maybe you're not down quite as far, so just get some movement in here. Swaying left to right, just notice how this feels. And then you're slowly going to walk your hands all the way back up. From here, keeping the right foot in, just send your left leg out. Take a moment here just to adjust anything that's needed. Flexing gently through your left foot. Take a breath. From here, your right hand is going to come down to your right side, okay? So on the outside of your right leg. You can have calm down, maybe this is enough for you. Okay, we're going to come into a side stretch on this side. If you want to, maybe you can bring forearm down, keeping the left hip rooted and taking the left arm over. So maybe you're here, soft bend into this elbow if you are. Just getting some movement if you want to here, so don't feel like you have to be static. Maybe your forearm is down on the ground. Really breathe into this left side of the body, okay? Imagine maybe that you're bringing that calmness all the way up through the sole of the foot, into the hip, all the way into the side of the body, up into the left fingertips. Take another breath. Find some ease. You can have some movement here in your neck, in your head. Close your eyes if you want to. Focusing on the breath. Inhale, coming back up. Keeping the right leg where it is. This left leg, we're going to bend the left leg and we're going to bring it all the way over to our left foot, sorry, all the way over to the outside of our right leg. Okay, so wherever you end up in this position, inhale, open up. From here, you're then going to bring your left arm behind you, reaching through that right arm, and then the right arm comes on the inside of this left leg just to come into a bit of a twist on this side. So, because we haven't been through that heated flow that we would do in the mornings or sometimes in the evenings in yoga, don't try and force anything here, okay? We're really using the breath just to help us relax, find some softness. If it's too much with this right hand on the inside, just hug this leg in and just start to twist round. Take a breath. Inhale, coming back. From here, we're going to transition into a different pose here. So what I want you to do, this left leg is going to come back round. You're then going to use your left hand to bring you round. And your right knee is now going to come towards your right wrist. So let me just show you this way just in case. So we were here, your right knee is going to come across. And then you're then going to allow that left leg to slide behind you a little bit further so that maybe you're in this pose here. So we're coming into our pigeon pose. If you need to use your pillow, you can put underneath your right hip here, you can. Just be careful, okay? I like to keep my heel in towards my body. Sometimes you can bring the foot further away. Find what works for you. Just get a bit of movement here in the hips left to right. And then find that balance in the middle. And then maybe you stay up on the fingertips. Maybe you bring your blanket and your cushion in front of you. Or if you're able to bring your forearms down to the ground, maybe you rest here. You can always stack the fists on top of each other and use this as a little bit of a support for the forehead. Just take a couple of breaths here. So again, you can have some movement in this pose. You can move the hips left to right. But then find some stillness. Using that exhale to soften here, soften in that hip. Take another breath. Relaxing through the shoulders, through the face. So sometimes we come into these poses, these positions, and straight away we feel like we need to come out of them. But if we really focus on the breath, it can help the body to ease, to relax here. So if there's areas that are really feeling it, as long as they're not super painful, okay, just send the breath to those areas, allow it to ease. On your next inhale, find your way back up onto your hands. Walk this left knee in just a little bit, bringing that right foot back now so you're in all fours position. If you've got socks on, you can keep them on, or if you need to take them off here, you can. We're just going to come into downward dog briefly. So reach the hands forward, curl the toes under, push the hips away, just start to lift the hips up. Stretching through the left and right side of the body. You can start to pedal the feet here. Just get some movement. And then we're going to take 5 breaths. Releasing through the head. Find some ease in the shoulders. Awareness through the tips of the fingers. On that last breath, slowly releasing the knees down to the ground. Keeping the hands forward, walk the knees back just a little bit, keeping the hips nice and high here. Push away with the hands, active through the hands. And then melting your heart down towards the earth. Maybe the forehead comes down. If the forehead doesn't come down to the earth here, bring your hands in and stack your fists on top, okay? Or maybe you bring the head on top of the hands. If you're able to get your forehead to the floor with the arms reached out in front, imagine that your shoulders are spreading left to right. Maybe you even come up onto the fingertips of those hands just to get a little bit more activation into the shoulders. Take a breath. Navel draws in. Inhale, slowly coming back up. Walking the hands back in, and then slowly coming back into a seated position. This time the left leg is going to come in, the right leg on the outside. Just settle in here briefly, roll the shoulders back, open up through the chest. Release any tension. It's a movement in through the neck. Any movement that you feel that you need. And then from here, inhale, send the arms all the way up above the head. Imagine that you're trying to grab something with one hand and then release, and then stretching with the other hand and release. And just do that a couple of times. Inhaling to reach, exhale to release. Inhale, reach with both hands, navel draws in, hinging at the hips here as you fold forward, hips root down. Sorry, hinging at the waist. Hips root down, hands come to the floor. Inhale, maybe just gazing at your hands. Exhale, release. Take a breath. Inhale slowly, coming back up, hands draw in, right leg goes out now, left leg stays in. And again, just allow yourself to arrive in this position now. So relaxing through the shoulders, having that length through the spine. From here, your left hand's going to come down to the other side, to the left side, sorry. So again, decide, maybe you start with left hand down and you just reach that right arm up and then gently bending into that left elbow. And maybe you take the stretch here. Maybe you slide that forearm down to the earth and you start to reach here. So notice what works for you on this side. Taking that breath all the way up from the sole of that right foot into the right side of the body, all the way up through the armpit area to that right hand, really reaching. Find some softness in the shoulders. And then exhale, that right hand comes down to the earth as you start to roll over. And you're going to bring that left knee behind the left wrist now. And just adjust this left foot however is comfortable for you. So decide where you'd like it. And then with this right leg, maybe you heel, knee that leg back. So you just start to move away from the front of the body. It just allows yourself to have a little bit more space here as you move back. It allows you to drop into this left hip. Inhale here first, roll the shoulders back. Flexing through this left foot, just so you've got awareness into this left knee, protecting the left knee, coming onto the top of that right foot. Inhale, open up. Maybe you feel like you have a bit more space here, you can come up a little bit higher. Feel free, you can even hover your hands here, but just notice how that is in the back. Exhale, start to fold forward. So like I said before, if you have a blanket and a cushion with you, you can use this to sort of wrap yourself around and just resting your head on one side. You can be here in this pose. And really make this as restorative and as comfy as you can. Closing your eyes, just breathing into that hip. Notice how this feels. Wherever you are, just take a couple more breaths here. Try and use that out breath to really soften into that left hip. Again, that awareness in the left foot. And then inhale, start to make your way back up. You used your cushion and blanket, just gently move it out of the way. From here, just walk that back foot in just a little bit so you can then bring your left knee back. From here, walk your hands forward, curl your toes under, and peel yourself back up into our downward facing dog. Take a breath. Bend the knees as much as you need to here. You can pedal the feet. Gently take my socks off. So the aim is here, when we're in downward dog, quite often, it's supposed to be a resting pose, but quite often we will find that being in this inversion, with our heart or our head lower than our heart, okay, this can put quite a lot of strain in the wrists, okay, so just see if you can find a little bit of ease here. Clawing through those fingertips. Maybe you bend the knees and you're pushing back more so you're not pushing the weight into the hands. Wrapping those shoulders round. Take another breath. You're slowly going to bend the knees, look forward towards your hands and just make your way up. So that you come into a forward fold. I'm going to turn this way for a moment. So you come into a forward fold. I would like your feet to be hip width apart or maybe even wider. Have some soft knees here. Bring your opposite hand to the elbow. And just allow your head, your shoulders, your arms, everything to be heavy, to hang away from the body. And breathe, soften. How do you feel? Are there places here that you can allow to soften just a little bit more? Find that ease. A little bit of self-love for those areas where you're holding. Quite often we'll think it's physical, but sometimes it can be emotional. We just need to let go. Just gently start to move your weight forward slightly in the feet. Not too fast so that you don't topple. Okay, but just becoming aware of your toes and how your legs start to switch on when you do this. And then allow the weight to come back slightly so the toes are lighter. You can feel your weight in your heels. Maybe even bend your knees a little bit more here. Relaxing through the head. You don't often hang out in these forward folds, so go careful here, okay? From here, we're going to start to roll ourselves up. First of all, release your hands. Walk your feet in just a little bit so they're hip width if they weren't already. You're going to allow your hands to trace your feet and just allow your hands to come to your shins first of all and pause here. Just gaze out in front. Allow that awareness into the body, into the mind. So when we change this position, if we were to just suddenly come up from here, it wouldn't be very good. So we just need to take our time. On your next inhale, just bring your hands to your knees. Bend your knees. Roll the shoulders back, navel draws in. Imagine that you're gazing into a pond and your beautiful reflection is gazing back at you. Smile to yourself. And then slowly allowing your hands to come to your thighs, coming into our halfway lift. Roll those shoulders back again. Maybe you can feel this strength that you're creating in your legs here as you move a little bit slower. And then from here, just drop that chin in towards your chest. So you start to round through the spine. Gazing at the feet again as you slowly push through the feet to come up to standing. Take your time. As you roll up and you arrive, standing, just allow those shoulders to loop back. And if it feels nice, do it a couple more times. Just get some movement in here. As the shoulders come back, allow them to be heavy as they drop down. Just notice. Slowly coming to pause. Hands down by your side. Again, feel free to close your eyes if you're still feeling a little bit woozy, which it can give you that feeling as you come up. Maybe just keep the eyes open. Again, find some softness. That full breath that we were really focusing on at the beginning of the class, bring it in now. Breathing in. Exhale, release. So if you're still at the back of your mat in this position, stay there. Hips or feet hip width apart. Soft bend in the knees. Inhale, reach your arms up left to right. Palms come to touch all the way up above the head. Maybe look up towards the hands. Exhale, folding all the way down. Allow yourself to fold slowly. Really noticing the movement in the spine, in the hips, in the legs. Maybe one side feels tighter than the other. Exhale, fully here. Inhale, halfway lift. Your choice where you take those hands, maybe to the thighs, roll the shoulders back, navel draws in. Exhale, slowly come into your forward fold. Hands down to the floor. Step one foot back, step the other, just briefly coming to a plank, and then lowering the knees down. Keeping the hands where they are. You can keep the toes curled under here if you would like. You're going to inhale into our cow pose, and as you exhale into cat, untuck the toes, rounding through the spine. Curl the toes under, inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Coming onto the top of the feet, push away. And just keep that going with your breath. If you don't want to move through the feet here, you can keep the feet in either position. Last one. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Come back to that neutral spine. Walk the hands in just a little bit. From here, just send that left leg behind you, pushing through the sole of the foot. And then you're simply going to bring that left knee in towards the nose. And then look beyond the hands just a little bit as you step that left foot up. Feel free to move that left hand out of the way. Just getting a little bit of movement in here. I'm going to come to this side just so I can show you on this side. So from here, walking that foot out towards the left. Bring your left hand on the inside of that left foot. Turn your left toes off the mat. Just notice how that feels. Sometimes it can be a little bit restricted here, so you can take up a bit more space. You can even take that foot right off the mat if you want to. What I want you to do here is inhale, reach that left arm up, to allowing this left knee to just drop open, rolling onto this left foot. Reaching up here. Take a breath, breathing into the body. Maybe you bend into this right leg. Maybe you can reach back, holding onto this foot. If you come to the outside of the foot you manage to get here, use that to open up through your chest. Allow that left knee to draw back. And you're, instead of sort of really pushing here, we want you to roll the shoulders back so you've really got this full expression here. Heart opener, easing into the belly. Take a breath. If this is too much, just release that one and come back to here. You can even just have the left hand on that inside of the left knee. Take another breath. Carefully allow that right knee to roll back down. That transition It's not always great. Doesn't always feel that good as we come back down, and then walk that left foot in. Lovely. Framing this left foot. Inhale, open up through the chest. Exhale, rolling back, left toes come towards your face, folding over this left leg. You can keep the hips stacked here, maybe they come back a little bit further, you decide. And release, take a breath here. Inhale, slowly rolling back through. Plant the hands. Step the left knee back. Hands come down to the floor, toes curl under, reach the hands away, push the hips away from the hands, coming into a downward dog. Take 5 breaths there. Excuse me, I just need to blow my nose. Be glad when this cold has gone. So breathe in and out through your nose if you're able to. Again, don't feel like you have to be static. You can get some movement. So I'm just gently rocking from left to right, side to side, just noticing how that feels. And then we're going to exhale, lower the knees back down. Doing the same thing on the right side now. So push away, send the right leg behind you. And then right knee comes in towards the nose. Rounding through. Then look away, look just beyond your hands as you then step that right foot up. You can get a bit of movement in here. Just before you then bring that right hand on the inside of that right leg and walk that foot out. Notice here, first of all, how does this feel? And then from here, you're going to inhale. Reach that right arm up. And just take this movement here where you start to open up through the hip. That doesn't feel quite right. So for me, I need to walk my left knee back just a little bit. Now I can get a bit more space here in the hip. Maybe you just stay here. Maybe this is your position. Maybe you can bring your hands to the floor and you work into this position. Working into these hips this evening. Again, if you'd like a little bit more, you can come up onto your fingertips of that left hand, reach back with your right as you bend into this left knee, holding on to the left knee. Holding on to the outside of that foot, so that you can just open up through the chest, pushing away. Take a breath. Allow your body to ease here, keeping awareness in that right foot, protecting that right knee, relaxing through the neck. Breathing deep. Exhale, release. Coming back down, walk that right foot in. Frame that right foot. Inhale, open up through your chest. Exhale, slowly shift the hips back, right toes lift. And exhale, slowly just fold over this right leg. Taking 3 breaths here. Relaxing through the shoulders, through the face. Feel the back of your body move with that breath. Rolling through that front foot. Stepping that right foot back. Coming into our kneeling position. Again, walking the hands forward. And then dropping the heart down into the space. So keeping the hips high. If you need more space, you can walk the knees back. Take a full breath here. My elbows are lifted, but you can keep the your forearms on the ground here also if you'd like to. If your elbows are lifted, just really reach with those hands. And then everybody from this position, curl your toes under, lifting the forearms off the floor. Slowly peel yourself up into a dog position. So you might be the whole length of your mat now. Really take that stretch. The heels won't come to the floor in this position. Then walk your heels in. Take another breath and walk your feet in, sorry. Navel draws in. Looking all the way back towards your shins, towards your thighs, maybe just space in between your feet. Looking forward, lowering the knees. From here, shifting back. Feet come to touch, legs are all in together. Exhale, fold forward. Hands reach back towards your feet. Maybe you even hold on to your feet as you come into a child's pose. Take a breath here. Relax through the shoulders, through the hands, through the face. Feel your belly rise and fall on your thighs. Back of your body expand with that inhale. And everything softens on that exhale. From here, inhale, just slowly roll up to kneeling. You need to put a cushion underneath the legs here, underneath the thighs, on top of the calves you can. Just allow your palms to be open, sitting up nice and tall, relaxing through the shoulders. What are you grateful for today? Just one thing. Keep the eyes closed if you'd like to. Just bring your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Left hand comes behind you. And roll that left shoulder back. So just coming into a kneeling twist here. Again, not forcing it. Just finding the breath. Coming back through center and just switching left hand. Comes to the outside of the right thigh. Fingertips, the right hand behind you. And just gently rolling that spine open, the shoulders come back. Breathing deep. Coming back through center. So from here, we're going to make our way into our Shavasana. Okay, so if you have a pillow and a blanket, you can go and grab those now. Maybe you have the pillow under your head, or if you feel like you need a bit more support under the knees, you can always put your pillow under your knees, maybe even roll a blanket up and have that as your support there. So whatever you need, just get yourself comfortable. I'll give you a couple of moments just to gather anything, or if you feel like you need to put something warmer on, then do. And then get yourself situated on your mat. And when you arrive there, just start to take some deeper breaths, like we did at the beginning of the class. Notice how your body feels. Your legs can be long, or maybe you have the knees bent and the knees folding in towards each other with the feet wide. Or again, you can take our reclined cobbler's pose with the soles of the feet together and the knees wide. If you want to be in this pose, you can always bring some pillows to support the legs, a pillow behind the head and a blanket, and what else do you need? Just take whatever you need, leave behind whatever you don't. So as always, just notice your breath. Get comfortable. And I want you to use that out breath just to soften any areas in the body where you can feel some tension as you lie here. Just really allow those places to ease, to let go. And then I'd like you to take 3 conscious breaths, just like those breathing cycles we were doing at the beginning. Invite that breath into the body. You're at home, so if you want to sigh that breath out, then do. And then I want you to imagine that you are in the most beautiful garden. This garden is full of green, luscious green grass. You look around you and the flowers are starting to bloom. All types of flowers, array of colours, like a rainbow in your garden. You can feel the sun beaming down on you, the warmth penetrating through your body. You can almost feel it in your bones. You feel that gentle breeze on your skin. And the sound of birds tweeting from the treetops. You then spot the most beautiful flower. Draws your attention. You take slow steps, walking towards the flower. You get a little closer, zooming in. You notice that on the petals, they're not just one colour, there are colours blending in, really looking at that finer detail. You notice the pollen inside the flower. Everything's so delicate, so new, so fresh. Draw your attention to the stem of the flower. The greenness, how bright. This flower here, just gently having that soft movement with the breeze in the garden. Not asking for much, just a little bit of warmth, a little bit of water, and nourishment from the soil, from the ground. Realize that actually that could be you, that could be life. Or do we need so much? Do we just need to feel that warmth? That warmth can come from living in a house with heating. And that warmth can come from somebody else. That love that they give you. The nourishment from the good, healthy food that we eat. And the water that we drink. We don't need much. And we too can bloom, just like that flower. Take a few moments here. In this garden of peace and tranquility. Flower starts to fade from your mind's eye. As you draw your awareness back to you, to your breath, to your body, to the space that you're in now. Again, taking a couple of deep breaths here. Then you can either stay here if you want to. You can stay here as long as you want. You're at home. That's the joy of Shavasana in your own home. Or maybe you decide that now's the right time to get some movement into the body by wiggling the hands, the toes, maybe gently rocking the head from side to side. You can take a stretch. And then rolling over onto one side. Pause there. And then gently, slowly, mindfully, making your way back up into a comfortable seat. Bringing your hands to your heart. Bowing your head to your hands. Honouring yourself, those around you and the rest of the world. From me to you, namaste. I'll give you a few moments. Feel free, if you want to, just turn off and stay where you are, or go on with your evening, then do.